White House Chief of Staff John F. Kelly has a new evening routine. He periodically strolls the perimeter of the White House grounds late at night, inspecting the compound and chatting with Secret Service agents to see if they have what they need. Just 2 months into his new post, Kelly has expanded his portfolio to include issues large and small throughout the administration, from influencing personnel staffing at the agencies to vetting President Trump's reading materials to his periodic nighttime walks along the White House fence line to check security. The no task too small leadership style, dating to Kelly's training in the Marine Corps, where he rose to a 4-star general, has its benefits for a president who often sows chaos in his wake, implementing a sense of order and discipline in a White House known for lacking both. But it also has prompted grumbling about micromanaging within the West Wing, where some staffers complain that Kelly may be growing his mandate too far and that a strict regimen stifles the creativity and spontaneity that have been hallmarks of Trump's enterprises. As one of Kelly's subordinates put it, the chief of staff sometimes becomes a one-man choke point. This portrait of Kelly's management style is based on interviews with more than a dozen senior administration officials and Republicans close to the White House. In his first month as President Trump's chief of staff, John F. Kelly has brought discipline to the White House, sometimes to the frustration of Trump. Bastian Inzuralde / The Washington Post. Since taking the helm of Trump's embattled White House at the end of July, Kelly has executed a number of structural and procedural changes to help tame what for months had been an unpredictable turbulence inside the West Wing. Kelly has required that Ivanka Trump, the president's oldest daughter, go through them first when she wants to speak with her father about anything involving the administration, a requirement she has so far followed. In the run-up to the United Nations General Assembly in New York this week, a number of foreign governments and organizations reached out to her to set up meetings, all of which she ran by Kelly and his team before adding them to her schedule. Kelly also has sought to clearly define the roles and portfolios of White House staff, especially at the highest levels. Under Kelly's tenure, anyone with the top title, Assistant to the President, must have a clear realm of responsibility. Some jobs are more obvious. Hope Hicks, the new communications director, runs point on communications strategy. But other senior staffers, such as Reed Cordish and Chris Liddell of the Office of American Innovation, who both work with Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and senior advisor, on long-term domestic policy initiatives, have more amorphous positions, and Kelly is trying to more clearly define their roles. I think the best chiefs in history have taken an expansive view of the job, said Chris Whipple, author of The Gatekeepers, A History of White House Chiefs of Staff. But, he added, it can be a problem if you obsess over the minutiae. A good chief of staff has to be able to delegate. Kelly has helped oversee the administration's handling of 3 successive hurricanes, which has earned Trump plaudits. But also on Kelly's watch, the president has engulfed himself in a number of controversies and failures, including his equivocal response to the deadly white supremacist rally in Charlottesville and his pardoning of polarizing former Maricopa County, Arizona, Sheriff Joseph Arpaio. There is also little evidence that Kelly's rival has tamed the president's impulses. This week alone, the president nicknamed North Korean leader Kim Jong-un Rocket Man, declared mounting evidence that Russia interfered in the 2016 election a hoax and continued to attack his former Democratic foe, Hillary Clinton. I still think the jury is out whether Kelly is what it takes to walk into the Oval Office, close the door behind him and tell Donald Trump what he doesn't want to hear, Whipple said. Kelly's militaristic style is seen as a virtue by many in the White House. On Air Force One flights and at a hotel restaurant in Arizona, Kelly has insisted that he be served last, after the rest of his team has received their food. During one meeting on the plane, he wordlessly delivered an extra order of fries from the galley for a need who had been hungrily eyeing a co-worker's order. Gone are the days when someone can waltz into the Oval Office armed with specious data and attempt to manipulate the president's thinking on an issue. People hoping to talk to Trump about policy have to submit an official request, which includes having their briefing materials vetted and fact-checked in advance. He's been a great addition to the administration and been very helpful in promoting more responsibility with each staffer and a greater level of accuracy and accountability.